Simplifying algebraic expressions. So first we are going to simplify expressions that have more than two terms and they have decimal coefficients. So an algebraic expression can have more than two terms and it can also have decimal coefficients. So here's an example, 0.2x plus 0.5x plus 2. Now notice there are 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay, there are more than two terms, and we also have coefficients that are a decimal. So we're going to learn how to add those. So let's represent this in a bar model, and we will divide this into the two different kinds of terms. So these two terms are alike, therefore we will represent them by this part of the bar. This one is different, so it will be represented by this part of the bar. So this part of the bar, we have a 2. So this whole thing shaded in is a 2. This side, this whole thing is going to represent x. So we're going to divide it into 10 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each one is 0.1x, remember? And we're going to add the 0.2x. So 1, 2, add 0.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so therefore, this part right here is 0.7x. And we also have this section here, which is 2. So that gives us 0.7x plus 2. We cannot combine these into the same number, therefore in the end we're left with the same thing of two terms, and that's how you simplify it. Let's try an example. Simplify the expression 1.2p plus 0.1p plus 4. So we're going to draw this out in the bar, and remember we're going to have to separate into two parts because we have these terms that are alike, we have this term that is separate. So this becomes 4. These two terms go in here together, so if we draw out 1p, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all of this is p. So far we've covered one whole p. Then we're going to add 1, 2, so 1.2. Then we have to add another 0.1. So I didn't plan that out very well, but this whole thing would be 0.1. So this whole thing here is 1.2p. This right here is 0.1p. So this whole thing is going to be 1.3p. You're going to add the 4, so that becomes 1.3p plus 4. Try that in guided practice. 1 and 2. Now we're going to be doing the same thing except with more than two terms and with fraction coefficients. Here we go. You can simplify algebraic expressions such as 1/2 x minus 1/4 x plus 5 plus 2 by writing like terms. So these two are like terms. These two are like terms, so we can combine these and we can combine these. So in a bar of these fractions, if we divide it into 4s, that 1/2 is going to take up 1/2 of this. Then we're going to remove, because it's negative, remove 1/4. Therefore that is out of the equation. We only have this so far. So this becomes what we have remaining, and then we can add the 5 plus the 2. So remaining we have 1/4 x, and here total we have 7. So our answer becomes 1/4 x plus 7. Example 6. Simplify the expression. 2/5 x plus 3/10 x minus 1 minus 2. So to simplify, we are going to combine the like terms. First, we need to make these the same. So this becomes 2 over 5 times 2 over 2x plus 3/10 x minus 1 minus 2. This is equal to 4 over 10x plus 3 over 10x minus 1 minus 2, which is equal to 4 minus 3 over 10x minus 3, which is equal to 1 over 10x minus 3. Try this guided practice. 3, 4, 5. Now we have 3 terms, so let's simplify that. Example 7. A says 0.8 plus 0x plus 0.4x plus 0.1x, and to add these, we can simply add the first two, and that becomes 1.2x plus 0.1x, and then we add these, and that becomes 1.3x total. So we can just simplify these together. Those coefficients, remember you keep the x the same, and then those coefficients keep the x the same. B, 3/5 a plus 1/5 a minus 1/10 a. First we can add these because they have the same denominator. So 3 plus 1 is 4, so we have 4/5 a minus 1/10 a. Let's convert those to both have 10 as the denominator. It becomes 8/10 a minus 1/10 a, which is 8 minus 1/10 a, which is 7/10 a. And that's the answer. Go ahead and try that on guided practice 6 and 7. Can't zoom in anymore. Okay. Now, simplify algebraic expressions by grouping like terms. So sometimes it will not be lined up so that they're already grouped, so we can regroup in a way as such. 4t plus 9 plus 6t. Well, we can rearrange these however we want because we're adding. So the commutative property says that we can switch the order. So let's move the 6t and the 4t to be together. 6t plus 4t. We just moved the 6 at the beginning, plus 9. And so that was just regrouping. So now we can say these two combined equal 10t plus 9, and that's our simplified answer. You could also do that with 2t plus 4 minus 12t. So let's just move that 12t, and when it's negative, you want to keep it inside the parentheses and make it as additions so that you can move. So if it's negative, you put it in the parentheses and you add the addition. So now let's move that to the front, and it becomes negative 12t plus 2t plus 4, which equals negative 10t plus 4. Oops, that's wrong thing. Negative 10t plus 4. Now let's try this in an example. 8a says 5m plus 7 plus 3m plus 2. Let's put likes together, so we'll move 3 over here. 5m plus 3m plus 7 plus 2 equals 8m plus 9. So we combine these two, we combine those two. And it becomes 8m plus 9. B. Question. B says 3/8. Do you have a question? You want to take a picture of your plants? Okay. Okay. We'll see you Tuesday. 3/8 b plus 2/3 minus 1/8 b minus 1/3. And so let's group the like terms. Let's move this over here. So that equals 3/8 b minus 1/8 b plus 2/3 minus 1/3. So if we group these and group these, it becomes 2/8 b plus 1/3, which is also equal to 1/4 b plus 1/3. Try that in guided practice on your own for 8 and 9. Next, let's simplify algebraic expressions with 2 variables. So far, we've only had 1 letter in each one, but now we're going to see some that have 2 letters in each one. So some expressions might be x plus y plus 2x. So you see that we have 2 variables. The first one is x, the second one is y. So since we have 2 variables, in the end we're only going to have 2 terms. Here we already have 3, so we need to convert to 2 terms. So all you have to do is combine the like ones. So this is like saying x plus y plus x, because we have 3, or sorry, plus x, because we have 2 x's there. All you have to do is rearrange to say x, and then y. So now we would have 3x plus y. And so all you have to do is kind of shift around. Okay? Another way you can do it is to first add the coefficients of the like terms. And so instead of writing this out, you would just you would move them around, so you would say x plus 2x plus y. Then you would combine these to be 1 plus 2, because there's 1 here. 1 plus 2x plus y equals 3xy. And it's the same thing. Let's try this in an example. 9. A says 5y plus 3x plus 2y plus 2x. So now let's regroup so that the y's are together and the x's are together. So we'll move the y over here, so we would have 5y plus 2y. The only reason I'm putting parentheses is to show you that I can only add these together. I can't add things with different variables together. Plus 3x plus 2x. So now we have 5 plus 2y plus 3 plus 2x, which equals 7y plus 5x. And that is your answer there. B, 6c plus 5d minus c minus 8d. Remember, we got to keep the c's and the d's separate. So first, let's make these negatives as, we want everything as addition. So it's going to be 6c plus 5d plus negative c plus negative 8d. Then we will reposition everything. So 6c plus negative c plus 5d plus negative 8d. And now we can put those 2 together and those 2 together. So it would be 6 minus 1c plus 5 minus 8d, which equals 5c plus negative 3d, which is equal to 5c minus 3d, and that will be the simplified form. Try that in guided practice 10 and 11.